And this is going to be an even more dramatic change to go from their end of this kind of lunar illuminated piece of the flyby into the eclipse time frame. And I can tell you they're going to be experiencing a very different moon during that time.
Hello.
And I can't wait to hear what their observations are.
Yeah, that's absolutely fascinating. And what a privilege that we get to do that on this mission, because that's not always the case. If we had launched on a different day other than April 1st or 2nd, we wouldn't have gotten to see that eclipse. Is that right?
That's correct. April 1st and 2nd. I will say, I was asked a lot in the weeks leading up to the launch, what's your favorite day? And my answer truly was, there is no bad day to launch to the moon. We were going to get great science out of it no matter what, but it's a really neat opportunity to, bring the sun into the picture, bring different planetary bodies into the picture while still literally keeping the moon in center stage.
How's the sound?
Fascinating. So what differences are we looking for at each site? We're hearing a lot of different terms.
Hey, brother.
We're looking at craters, we're looking at mare. What are the differences that you're hoping to see?
We do have, as you highlight, kind of different prompts for each target. That's what they're looking at in their lunar targeting plan, which I know you've been showing. And we have even different prompts for the person with the really long lens on the camera versus the people with the unaided eye. And you've heard the crew talk about, oh my goodness, when I go from one to the other, I can really detect different nuances. And that's something that we experienced in simulations, but hearing them actually, see it for real has been really gratifying. But we're looking for different things based on the target. Sometimes we're looking for color, sometimes we're looking for texture. For the Terminator, we're looking at kind of what texture and morphologies pop out to you and what kind of diversity you see along the Terminator. You've heard, Victor especially make some comments about future impacts for exploration. So already I think that their descriptions in this first part of the flyby have told us something scientifically, but also about future surface missions.
Right. Oh, it was so interesting to hear Victor talking about he was imagining in his mind's eye being down on the surface and walking around. That was very cool to hear. And when we're thinking about targets, I know some of them are determined based on the launch day because that determines the lunar illumination. So the ones that we're looking at today, how and why were these selected?
Such a wonderful question. This really gets at at the heart of some of our really highest priority science questions. Illumination conditions is a big one, right? So, of course, we need the targets that we're interested on the lunar feature to be illuminated by the sun in order to view them. But the timing in which they see them during the flyby enables us to ask different questions. So you heard in the pre-flyby crew conference talking about, well, the same pair, Reed and Jeremy, will get to actually look at Grushko crater twice. And that, looking at it from different illumination angles, allows us to understand that feature better and connect color and albedo with topography and morphology.
I just want to see something.
Then you have other craters where you want to look at it with the sun shining on it obliquely versus straight on, and that tells you something different about the scientific objective that drove the target being on the targeting plan in the first place.
Qui est trop,
We talked a little bit with the viewers today
qui est trop
about
là.
what the crew is able to capture in this short time frame.
It was telling me that
it
was giving me a warning on the edge, and it was saying something about it's not receiving enough something to YouTube. And then when I try to open up the troubleshoot there, it just gives me a white screen.
Robotic operation and having the crew.
Absolutely. We definitely don't want to minimize the impact of orbiting spacecraft. Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter is the one that's often referenced. Data from LRO and its payloads have really been instrumental in getting us, frankly, to this point for Artemis 2 and future missions. But the human experience...
Look, I'll show you because we have to wait 40 minutes for them to come back anyway.
It is such a perfect complement to the orbiting spacecraft data because they are able to have this unique perspective. They are far enough away where they can make these contextual observations. You've already
Let me know how you guys can hear me because I have my phone on
their
there.
science sit reps say, if I track this feature from all the way up here in the northern hemisphere down to the southern hemisphere, here are comparisons I can make.
Yeah, you see how slow my computer is?
Not something we had the ability to do with the Apollo.
Okay, so it connected right away.
Just literally in the blink of an eye to synthesize
So it gave me a
really significant effort to coordinate the different orbiting platforms, and they're making it like that. Wow. It's been very, very exciting to hear all of their calls so far. And so I heard they were able to capture every single target so far too. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think that's correct. And I think it's important also to remember that, and I know the science team is
I'm going to have to because I do this.
We've been hearing from the crew members who are not at the forward windows, right? Those crew who are really in the thick of the observations, they are recording minutes-long observations per target on their crew tablets. We will be getting those down starting here in a couple hours, and that's going to contain really meaty science information that we haven't heard live yet, and that's going to form the basis of my conversation with them tomorrow morning, where we're going to have a really deep dive into the science.
Okay, why isn't it doing it now?
About what they were able to do today. One of the most gratifying things for me today is hearing multiple crew members say, "Thank you for putting the discussion times in the targeting plan."
Oh shit, it's on sideways, eh? Oh man.
We have elevated each other, and I'm looking forward to them, sleeping on it overnight, and then us actually being able to really truly have an elevated science discourse tomorrow.
Well, we're looking forward to it too, and I cannot wait to hear everything that you guys get to learn overnight from some of those audio recordings and just everything that they'll be able to
Je suis
share
même pas capable de la
tomorrow.
tourner.
So, Kelsey, I know you are very busy. You've done a great job today. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview.
Thanks for having me. It's such an exciting day.
I can't turn it.
We are now expecting acquisition of signal in about 24 minutes. As a reminder, the Orion spacecraft has flown around the other side of the moon, where they are out of contact with our deep space network.
If you watch the live that I did just before, I did that, but for some reason it wasn't. Alex, veux-tu que je recommence avec l'autre layout? Je vais recommencer. Okay, let me restart it, guys. My God. I'm gonna restart it and put horizontal mode. This is too small like this. Is everybody cool with that? No. Okay. Give me another, literally 2 minutes. I will restart the live. Sorry, everyone. Give me 2 minutes.